Welcome to my channel. I am starting by the grace of my creator. How are you all? Arc command. The arc command creates an arc based on 3 points. Using the default method for creating an arc, you specify a start point, a second point, and an end point. The arc radius and center point are calculated based on the position of the 3 consecutive points you specify. The following illustration represents an arc being created through 3 points. Command access arc. Command line, arc, a menu bar, draw arc 3 points ribbon, home tab draw panel arc. Command options. Arc options can be accessed from the drop down menu next to the arc button. The most common arc options are indicated by red arrows in the following illustration. Arc options can be selected from the shortcut menu, right click, or typed at the command line. Type the capitalized letter, S, only and follow the command line prompts. Option description. C. Specify the center point of the arc. Then you will be prompted to specify the start point. Angle. Specify included angle. Chord length. Specify the length of the angle chord. Arc. Note: arcs are drawn in a counterclockwise direction unless using the 3-point default method. Practice exercise, arc command. In this practice exercise, you use the start, center, and arc command. First, you draw a rectangle. Remember that arcs are drawn counterclockwise, so it is important that you select your points in the correct order. Draw all of the arcs so that they are outside of the rectangle. 1. Begin a new drawing. 2. In the Select Template dialog box, select the academic template file, DWT, and click Open. 3. Be sure the following status bar settings are on: Polar Tracking, Object Snap Tracking. 4. To draw the rectangle, any size on the ribbon, click Home tab Draw Panel Line. For the start point, specify the first corner, 1. Use Polar Tracking to create a rectangle and make sure you snap to the first corner, 1, when done. 5. To draw the first arc, on the ribbon, click Home tab Draw Panel Start, Center, and Arc. Select the down arrow by the arc button. Specify the start point of the arc. Click the rectangle end point. 2. Specify the center point of the arc. Enter mid and press enter. Click the midpoint of the rectangle at 3. Specify the end point of the arc. Click the rectangle end point. 4. 6. Repeat these steps until you have finished. Remember to draw your arcs in a counterclockwise direction, using the start, center, and arc command. Erase command. Use the erase command to remove geometry from the drawing. You can select objects by picking them directly, or using selection options such as a window or crossing window. Command access. Erase command line, erase, menu bar, modify erase ribbon, home tab modify panel erase. Oops command. Use the oops command to retrieve geometry you accidentally erased without undoing any work you did since you last erased. Use a shortcut menu. Use the shortcut menu to alter your design more quickly. Select the objects you want to erase before entering the command, or right click and select erase from the shortcut menu. Practice exercise, erase command. Practice the erase command. First, draw some lines, circles, and arcs. Then practice removing them from your drawing. Try a few different ways to select the objects. 1. Begin a new drawing. 2. In the Select Template dialog box, select the academic template file, DWT, and click Open. 3. Draw at least 8 objects in the drawing window. Start the line command. Draw some lines. Start the circle command. Draw some circles. Start the arc command. Draw some arcs. 4. To erase, try these methods. On the ribbon, click Home tab modify panel erase. Select 3 objects to erase, then press enter. On the command line, enter. You press enter to undo. With the command line blank, select 3 objects. Notice the objects are highlighted and the grips are visible. Right click and select erase from the shortcut menu. On the command line, enter. You press enter to undo. Start the erase command. At the select objects prompt, enter L, for last, and press enter. Notice that the last object you drew is highlighted. Press enter to start the erase command. With the command line blank, select an object. Press delete. 5. Erase the objects using the cross window option. Enter E on the command line and press enter. At the Select Objects prompt, select a spot in the blank area on the right side of the drawing. This will initiate a selection window. Drag your mouse up, or down, and to the left. Notice that the selection window is made of dashed lines. Cross the objects in the drawing, but leave some parts of the objects out of the selection window. Select to specify the opposite corner of the selection window. Notice that the objects that were completely inside the selection window are highlighted, as well as the objects that were crossed by the selection window. Press enter to erase the objects. Enter U at the command line and press enter to undo. 6. Erase the objects using the window option. On the command line, enter E, press enter. At the Select Objects prompt, click in a blank area on the left side of the drawing. This will initiate a selection window. Drag your mouse up, or down, and to the right. Notice that the selection window is made of a continuous line. Cross the objects in the drawing, so that some are completely within the selection but others are partially out of the window. Click to specify the opposite corner of the selection window. Notice that the objects that were completely inside the selection window are highlighted, but the objects that were partially out of the selection window are not highlighted. Press enter to erase the objects. On the command line, enter U, press enter to undo. To use the OOPS command on previously erased objects, on the command line enter, E, press enter. Enter all at the Select Objects prompt and press enter. Press enter again to start the erase command. Now draw some more objects using the line, circle, or arc commands. Enter OOPS and press enter. Notice that the objects you erased were returned to the drawing. 8. Close all drawings. Do not save. Do and redo commands. Use the undo command to step back through every action you made, including pan and zoom. Use the redo command to step forward through those actions again. These commands are conveniently located on the Quick Access toolbar. You can undo at any point in the drawing session, even within some of the draw and modify commands. However, you can only redo immediately after an undo command. You may also type the undo command at the command line. Enter U and press enter. If you continue to press enter, the undo command will be repeated. If you enter the entire word undo at the command line and press enter, you will see a list of undo options at the command line prompt. If you are working in the AutoCAD Classic workspace, the undo and redo buttons include down arrows that reveal lists which you can choose to undo or redo up to a selected item or step. Command access undo command line, U, undo menu bar, edit undo quick access toolbar, undo, command access redo command line, redo menu bar, edit redo quick access toolbar, redo command options. The following options are available only when you type the entire word undo at the command line. Right-click to access the shortcut menu or type the capitalized letter of the option. Option description auto groups all actions of a single command, making them reversible with a single U command. Control limits or turns off undo. Begin, end groups a sequence of actions into a set. After you use the begin option, all subsequent actions become part of the set until you use the end option. Mark places a mark in the undo information. If you use the back option, all sequences are undone to the mark. Back undoes all work to the first mark that is encountered. If there are no marks placed in the undo information, the following prompt appears: this will undo everything. OK. Why? If you continue, all steps in the drawing are undone to the beginning of the drawing session. The redo command is similar to the expanded undo command in that it offers other options to redo, such as the last step of all of the prior undo operations. Procedure: using undo and redo. The following steps give an overview of how to use the undo and redo commands in the drawing. 1. On the quick access toolbar, click undo, 1, or enter U in the command line. 2. Each time you select the undo button, a single operation is undone. If you entered U in the command line, you can continue to press enter to repeat the undo command. 3. To redo an operation, click redo. 2. In the quick access toolbar or type redo immediately following an undo operation. 4. Continue to select redo until the drawing is returned to the desired state. 5. You can access the undo or redo lists on the standard toolbar to highlight the steps to undo or redo. Undo and redo guidelines. Undo information is only saved in the current session of the drawing. If you exit the drawing and reopen it, you cannot undo steps that were done in the previous session. The redo command is only available immediately after an undo operation. You can undo all the way back to the beginning of the drawing. Enter undo on the command line to view advanced undo options. Enter redo on the command line to view advanced redo options. If you have multiple drawings open at once, each drawing contains separate undo information and, as a result, you can use the undo command independently within each drawing. Practice exercise. Undo and redo commands. Most of the time you use undo and redo in single steps. In this exercise, you practice using the undo and redo commands and some of the undo options. 1. Begin a new, blank drawing. 2. In the Select Template dialog box, choose the academic template. 3. Draw some circles and then undo them. On the command line, Enter C. Press Enter. Draw 5 circles. On the Quick Access toolbar, click Undo until all 5 circles are gone. On the Quick Access toolbar, click Redo repeatedly to bring all 5 circles back. 4. Draw some lines. Practice using the undo command within the line command. On the command line, enter L and press Enter. Draw several continuous line segments. Press Enter to complete the line command. On the command line, enter U. Press Enter. Notice that all of the line segments are undone. On the command line, enter L. Press Enter. Draw several continuous line segments. Do not exit the line command. Right-click and select Undo from the shortcut menu. Notice that the last line segment is undone. Right-click and select Undo again from the shortcut menu. Do not exit the line command. Continue to draw line segments. Press Enter to complete the line command. Practice using the undo options, begin and back. On the command line, enter Undo. Press Enter. Enter B, for begin. Press Enter. On the command line, enter L. Press Enter. Draw some continuous line segments. Press Enter to complete the line command. Draw some circles, rectangles, and arcs. With the command line blank, press the up arrow on the keyboard to scroll to the undo command. If you pass it, use the down arrow to scroll back. When undo is in the command line, press Enter. Enter B, for back. Press Enter. This should undo the lines that you created. If any need, contact me by Gmail md.assad7157@gmail.com.